Hello and welcome to an album a day 320, going through my media collection. Today we are on a CD. We're back on the CD route for a little bit. And I have to say this one's pretty special to me because it was given to me by my buddy Mark Roback after we did a couple episodes on the Haskincast podcast about this particular artist. He was unknown to me. I'd heard the name a couple times associated with Deep Purple, but didn't know who he was. And how this legend got past me, I still to this day have no idea. But I'm talking about Rory Gallagher, and this is the best of Rory Gallagher. This came out in 2020 and is a pretty incredible set. You can also get it in vinyl. I don't know if the deluxe version is out in vinyl, but this is the deluxe 2 CD version here. So you've got the cover, the back, and then nice picture of Rory there. Have this really nice shot of him in the studio. And then really cool CD graphics. I really like those. And then we have a really nice booklet. I love that pic. That one and this one, not so much the multiple shots of him, but just really this one. That coloring, that lighting, everything just makes me smile. And on the inside, we get a little bit of the history. There's way too many songs here to do lyrics, which is fine because it would be way too tiny. This book would be incredibly thick. But we do get a nice size font here that we can actually read, and some of the history of Rory. His life is pretty incredible for a guy who, wasn't a chart topper, but that was by his own design. He didn't want to be. And Mark and I talked about that a lot on the podcast. Here we get some pictures of him, which is great. Really nice booklet, I have to say. And then behind the CDs, we have some more pictures. So that's what you get while your CD is in the CD player. Maybe both of them are in a multi-disc changer, because that would be a good idea. Really cool stuff. And there's a video that I just love. It makes me smile every time it pops into my social media feeds, which I don't look at a whole lot, but it seems like I see this video coming up quite often. And it's a couple of guys from Aerosmith are talking about the time that Rory Gallagher blew them off stage, and Joe Perry, he just looked so defeated. Obviously great respect for him. We got a quote from Mick Box for the podcast from Uriah Heep about Rory, because Rory had opened for Heep a number of times. It seems like he was absolutely everywhere, opening for everyone. And he was such a great artist, amazing guitar player, amazing writer. But he had some demons, and he didn't want hits, which is really weird, because you would think that as an artist, you're putting your music out there, you want it to be successful, but not necessarily for commercial purposes. You want it to be successful because that means a lot of people are hearing it. Your music is reaching people, reaching people's hearts and souls, and they're connecting with it. And so to kind of avoid that, I guess if you want to avoid writing music that's commercial so that it gets on the radio, that's one thing. But if you're writing great music, you should hope that it gets in the hands of a lot of people. And sometimes you have to, write a hit or two for the rest of it to get attention. And that's okay too. Whatever it takes to get people to really reach that creative spark that you have and the core musician or writer that you are. There are so many tracks. There's 30 tracks on here. A lot of great ones. I don't know a lot of them by title yet, because again, in the CD era, where you don't sit there and listen to the CD and peruse the artwork and all that like we did back in the days of albums, like vinyl albums, you don't get to know the songs by title as well. And a lot of these, I think more of, I remember the solo, or I remember a section about it, and that brings me back to what the song is. So titles are in general somewhat meaningless to me now. It's a weird thing, because it used to be I would memorize the record number, I would memorize the track order, how long each track was, like all these details, because I would sit there and stare at that album cover for the 45 minutes or whatever, however long that album is. And you just got to know everything really well, and it became something that you kind of memorized over time. But nowadays it's so distant. I don't really look at much while I'm listening to music. I'm usually doing other things, cleaning the apartment, backing up files. It's rare that I can just sit there and enjoy music without multitasking. But when I do get to, I absolutely love it. But then I just kind of close my eyes and listen to music if I'm not doing anything else. Hopefully I'm not behind the wheel when that's going on. But that hasn't happened. But it's something that I find when I find that time to isolate, to just dedicate to listening to something. It's such an experience that I want to savor every moment of it. And I remember there's a wonderful store in the Venetian in Las Vegas called Le Macaroon. And they're a macaroon store, but they also sell like lots of little, macaroon related stuffed animals and all kinds of things. But they have this little upstairs where you can go and you can sit at a table and you can have a beverage and you could have your macaroon or, any of the other little designer candies that they sell. But basically what they tell you is close your eyes and then taste it. Don't look at anything, just savor that. Really experience the flavors and don't, taste that while you're looking around at Shoppers or this fountain or, that janitor or whatever. Like just really immerse yourself in the taste and the experience by blocking out everything else. And that's kind of like what I like to do with music on those occasions where I can just sit and focus on music. I don't want to do anything else. I want to just enjoy it. And so the titles of the songs really become kind of meaningless to me. It's track numbers probably mean more so than titles these days. If the title's part of the chorus, I'll probably connect it after a few hearings, but it's a really weird thing for me nowadays, the way that I experience music. It's similar to the way I did when I was a kid, but just without looking at the album artwork like I used to, or the liner notes or whatever. So, but Rory Gallagher, unbelievable musician. I feel so bad that he went under my radar for all these years, but thank you to the guys in the Deep Purple podcast who mentioned him a couple times. Thanks to Mark Roback, who really brought him into my world and then gave me this as a gift for doing it. So he was already doing me a favor, and then he gave me this as a gift for doing him a favor. So that's pretty amazing. But I had a great time. I always have a great time podcasting with him. Wait until the weekend before Christmas, because Mark and I just recorded a 2-part episode that will precede another podcast episode that we were on. And it's just going to be 3 days of fun right leading into Christmas. I do have my normal Christmas Day episode is coming out, as well as the regularly scheduled Wednesday episode of Christmas week. Because I think Christmas is on Thursday, isn't it, this year? So I've got the Wednesday show, and then, let's see. Yeah, Christmas is on Thursday. So I've got Saturday and Sunday, I've got Christmas special, and then the regular show on Christmas Eve, because that's Wednesday, and then the special revisit for the first time of my 2015 Christmas album, Mental Sonnet 3, Christmas Inflections. Re-listened to it, did a whole new review of it, new captures of the music with a little bit better quality, and I had so much fun revisiting that, because it's honestly one of my favorite projects that I've ever worked on. And so I hope that you guys will enjoy that too. But lots of stuff coming at you for the holidays. But for now, Rory Gallagher, if you have not heard of this man, go and check out his music right now. If you like rock and roll, if you like honest, just in the moment, well-crafted music, you got to check him out. He's absolutely amazing. We'll see you guys tomorrow in the next episode. Cheers.